Hi, I am Ria Myad and I am part of the Central London Teaching School Hub team. I will be providing you with some information regarding the appropriate body services that we will be providing. This session will provide early career teachers with an overview of the changes to induction due to the Early Career Framework, roles and responsibilities, ECT progress checks and assessments, and ECT Manager. We are really excited about the introduction of the Early Career Framework starting in September 2021. From September, induction for teachers joining the profession will be extended to 2 years and underpinned by the Early Career Framework. Induction will provide early career teachers with a structured programme of development, support and professional dialogue. The Early Career Framework clearly sets out what new teachers are expected to learn about and learn how to do, based on expert guidance and the best available research evidence. It is important for us to understand the aims of the Early Career Framework. The aims are to provide support for early career teachers with the aim of improving teacher recruitment and retention. The framework recognises that the steepest learning curve occurs in the first few years of a teacher's career, and as a result, the early career teacher is offered structured support and dedicated time for professional development during this period. Before continuing with the rest of the session, it is important to spend some time briefly outlining some key terminology which we will now be using. The Early Career Framework refers to Department for Education published framework of standards to help early career teachers succeed at the start of their careers. Early Career Teachers refers to the programme that is run by Ambition Institute that is funded by the Department for Education to deliver the Early Career Framework in schools. The Induction Tutor is an experienced leader who oversees the successful implementation of the Early Career Teachers programme. A mentor refers to participants that are responsible for developing early career teachers. And an early career teacher are teachers in their 2-year induction period. I will now be outlining some of the changes that will be taking place. Previously, the induction period lasted for 1 year. Under the Early Career Framework, the induction period will last for 2 years. There are also changes to the terminology we use. Previously, we used the term NQT, and we will now be using the term ECT to mean early career teacher, referring to a newly qualified teacher in their first or their second year of induction. The reduction in the timetable will remain 10% in the first year of induction, but there will also be a reduction of 5% in the second year of induction. Assessments will now take place at the end of each induction year. There will also be progress checks at the end of each full term. So, in year 1 of induction, there will be a progress check at the end of term 1 and 2, and an assessment at the end of term 3. This will be the same for year 2 of induction. Finally, there will also be a change as to who is responsible for completing the assessment forms. As part of the Early Career Framework, the mentor will now carry out a more supportive role, and the induction tutor will be responsible for completing the assessment forms. For part-time early career teachers, induction should be the full-time equivalent of 2 school years. So a teacher working a 0.5 timetable, the full-time equivalent will be to complete a 4-year induction. I will now spend some time outlining the key roles and responsibilities. The role and responsibilities of an early career teacher are to engage with the Early Career Framework and participate fully in the Early Career Framework programme, to participate in observations and feedback meetings, to evidence progress of the teaching standards, to discuss with mentor and induction tutor how to effectively use reduced timetable allowance, and to consult the appropriate body if there are any difficulties resolving issues with the induction tutor. The roles and responsibilities of a mentor include observing the early career teacher, providing feedback, providing effective support including subject and phase-specific coaching, to take prompt action if the early career teacher appears to have any difficulties, and to work collaboratively with the early career teacher and the induction tutor. The role and responsibilities of an induction tutor are to provide support to the early career teacher to make progress, to carry out regular progress reviews, to undertake formal assessment meetings, and to complete the assessments on ECT Manager, to share progress with the early career teacher, the head teacher, and the appropriate body, to ensure that early career teachers are being observed and given effective feedback, to ensure that the early career teachers are aware of how they can raise concerns about their induction program or progress, to take prompt and appropriate action if an early career teacher displays difficulties. Induction tutors will also carry out observations of ECT at least once per half term. The purpose of these observations is to support them with gathering evidence to complete the progress checks and the assessments. Induction tutors must also use ECT Manager to carry out various tasks. ECT Manager will replace NQT Manager. All registrations, progress checks and assessment forms will be completed on ECT Manager by the induction tutor. Please have a look at your Year 1 and Year 2 induction, and specifically at when the progress checks and assessments will take place. ECTs can also access the handbook on ECT Manager. An ECT can view and edit their personal details and sign and add comments to their own assessments on ECT Manager. It is important to note that ECTs will be required to electronically sign within a deadline. The assessments are only sent off once the ECT has signed their reports. If you have any further questions or queries, please email the Central London Teaching School Hub team. The email address is here, and there is also a contact number if you prefer. Thank you so much for your time and your engagement with this session. Please complete this 2-minute feedback survey to help us refine our support in the future. Please also add any further questions you have on the form. Thank you.